Right, good morning. It is a very wet and chilly Saturday morning, but you are very welcome if you are around to join me live on this unusual day for me to go live. But yesterday was a little bit, a little bit matchsticks under the eyes to keep us awake and a bit chaotic. So I thought it better to wait until today. So good morning. Lovely to see you if you are here joining us. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and I'm normally here on a Monday and Friday, but today is Saturday, so why not? Here we are, and we're going to have a bit of a play. But before we have a bit of a play, earlier in the week you may have seen somewhere along the line on one of my social media things a little video of some swaps. So what happened, I took part in a local UK card swap with new products from the new catalogue, and the lady that was sort of collaborating all the swaps put together a little video of photographs of all the cards, and then she's put them all together and she's sent them out to us. So rather than just physical video, I actually have a pile of the physical cards here. So I thought I would show you, because it just gives you some idea of some of the things that people have been doing with some of the lovely new things out of the annual catalogue that launched beginning of the week. And if you are living here in the UK and you haven't got one and you would like one, do shout. There's still some ready to go out. But if you think that you're not going to get one and you would like one, then do message me or go onto my website and request a catalogue, or you can do that through my link tree or various other ways, but just let me know. So this first card in the pile is using a stamp set that is called Colour and Contour, and there's dies that go with it, and a lot of the dies are actually these scalloped, that's like something slightly different, isn't it? Scalloped rectangles, so they're scalloped stitching. Some of them have got like slits in the side that you can thread ribbon and things through, and then you've got a couple of dies in there to cut your flower images. So this is a card made with that stamp set and some of those dies and some of the new gold thread that's in the catalogue, and of course some of the new ink colours. So this one is actually the one that I sent into the swap. So this one is mine that I created, and you can see you've got a nice blobby stamp in that little stamp set, and if you've followed me for any length of time you will know that I do love a good blobby stamp. So there's my card that I put into the swap. But what's really lovely about swaps is you get to see lots of people's different styles. So here we have a party puffin. How cute is he? With a happy birthday to you, make a wish. Isn't that just so sweet? And that's got some little splatters in the background that have been made with a pen. I just think that's so gorgeous. I love that little puffin with his hat on. Really beautiful. This one is using the Bark 3D embossing folder that is new in this catalogue, and these papers are out of the Beauty of the Earth suite. So they're out of the Beauty of the Earth papers, and you've got some little pearls on there that look like they've been coloured with a stamping blend, as has that crinkle ribbon been coloured. So really cute. Got a nice tree on the envelope, a nice strip of paper inside. So yep, a really sweet little card. This one is using a flower and punch bundle that as of yet I don't actually have. And the papers, I suspect, we've got a strip of paper on the envelope. I suspect those papers are from the Hostess pack of papers that you're able to get this time if you get some stamping rewards if you put in an order of £150 or more, or if a group of you do, you'd be able to get that pack of paper But those are really cute, aren't they? So that's a stamp and punch set. I ought to grab my catalogue. And then I could tell you what it is called, because I think there's more than one that have been created using that bundle. If we go to the back of the catalogue, it's called The Flower of Friendship. Look, page 78. I had a feeling it was something about friendship. So there's your little stamp set, and you can see that these flowers have been used to create this card just here. And they have been punched out with this coordinating punch just here that punches out the two styles of flowers and those two sets of leaves. So a really useful little stamp and punch bundle, and a really lovely card created with it. And while we're thinking about that stamp and punch bundle, there's another card that's been created with that stamp and some more of those in colours, some of that in colour paper just there. And this is one of the ornate frames that are carrying over into the annual catalogue. With a really cute card, and again stamped on the envelope. Here we have some pansies. How beautiful are they? So this is from the Pansy Suite, Pansy Petal Suite. Get some of the paper from the paper pack that goes with that suite, and these ones are actually stamped and die cut. And a bit of white embossing on there onto black card. That always looks good. This one is from the suite that's called Hand Penned. So again, you've got a scalloped frame at the back there. You've got a scalloped edge on the edge of this card. Let's take this card out because it's really quite pretty. And it's lovely to see what other people have done with these projects. So this has got like a little flash of the in colour DSP in there, and some grey granite, and some more of that paper cut here. Just built up into a diamond with that stamp set on the top, and it is a two-step stamp set, so they're going to have stamped, there we go, stamped the image in the black and then filled in the flowers and the leaves in the soft succulent and the grey granite, and there's some stamping on that background piece as well, some tone on tone stamping on there. So if you like that, that's really nice. And again, a bit of stamping on the envelope. So that was Fiona's. Pauline here has used some of the new papers. We've got a card here that opens out like this. So it sort of stands up like that on your mantelpiece. Really lovely. And this is using some of those, I haven't got my head around the names of all of these yet. It is called the Simply Elegant, I think it was Simply something, the Simply Elegant suite. So there's sort of blacks and whites and greys on one side of these papers, but they've got foiling on the other, and actually these flowers has been punched out with one of the foil papers and then some vellum on the top. These are from the Hippo Happiness set. A couple of dragonflies from the Dandy Garden punch. They're really lovely. A bit of a flash of gold in the flower and the flash of gold in the dragonflies. You've got a dragonfly on the envelope. And have a beautiful day there on that envelope as well. Now for this card, somebody's gone with the ice creams. And they've used some in colours. So you've got some soft succulent in there. Got a flash of that on the envelope and then ice cream on your envelope. Yeah, some of those nice, bright, new in colours for your ice cream cones. Beautiful. And last, but by no means least, we've gone back to the hand pen suite, and again stamped, coloured in with the two-step stamping and some of the in coloured paper. This one has got some of the little, if you can pick up on there, the clear epoxy essentials, brick embossing folder in the back there, some of the twine. Beautiful. So some really lovely cards there. So there we go, there's the swaps that I had through this week. So hopefully that inspires for some of the new things in the catalogue. A bit of a slurp of tea. I will do a bit of a shout out as well today. I'm sending my packs out today, hopefully, for the Chopped Challenge. Now, I haven't printed off my little thing, but if you've not seen the Chopped Challenge or not yet signed up and you'd like to, it is indeed a challenge. And the idea is that if you're anywhere here in the UK, get in touch with me. There are other demonstrators part of the Chopped Challenge. If you are in the US, you need to get hold of Lisa Hardin. If you are in Canada, it is Jen, and her surname is going to go, but it will come back to me in a minute. Houston, Jen Houston in Canada, and Donna Gray in Australia. And yeah, we're doing this Chopped Challenge, and it's going to be a monthly challenge. So here in the UK, it's £5 to take part, and that covers the cost of your bits and pieces. I'm going to send you a kit out, and everybody, wherever you are in the world, gets the same basic kit. The only difference is that your card sizes will be slightly different in the UK and Australia to what they are in Australia and US and Canada, because obviously our card sizes are different. But other than that, you'll get the same components, and the idea is you take your little bag of components and you create something with it using your current Stampin' Up products, and then you send me a photograph of your finished project and we add it to a gallery, and then everybody gets to vote for their favourite project for that month, and the winner for the month then goes on to choose the coloured cardstock for the following month. So as I say, it's a monthly challenge, £5 to take part. I'd love you to come and join us. It's lovely to see your creativity. It would be lovely to see what everybody else makes with the same starting kit. That's always exciting. So do message me today if you want me to send you out a Chopped Challenge kit, because I would love to have you taking part. And we want there to be more UK members taking part in the Chopped Challenge than there are from any other country. So come on, let's go. But if you are in another country and you'd like to take part, well then get in touch with a demonstrator in your area, and I'm sure they will help you out. I wonder why that mat was a bit wonky. It's got a watercolour pencil underneath it. Right, let me just move these challenge cards out of the way, and then we'll have a little play with some new things. Now, what I thought I'd do today, I have played with the pansy dies quite a bit, but I've not really played with the pansy stamps. So I thought, as it's Saturday morning, and you know, the plan for the rest of the day is to be having a really good tidy up in here, because you need a tidy environment for a tidy mind, don't you? My environment is anything but tidy, and neither is my mind. So I'm hoping that in doing the one, the other might feel a bit more productive. But I thought we'd have a go at using the Pansy Patch stamps, because as I say, I've not really used stamps yet. But I also thought we'd do it as a bit of a one-sheet wonder. So I have got a piece of A4 white, basic white cardstock there. I have no idea where this is going to take us, but that's the fun of one sheet wonders. And I've got the new ink colours. I thought we would continue to play with the new ink colours. So we've got soft succulent, fresh freesia, evening evergreen, pale papaya, and polished pink. So here we've got sort of various elements that are going to make up these pansies. So you've got your outer piece, you've got this bit that's going to give you some shading, this will give you a bit of your lion's mane in the middle, and this little bit just here. We'll build up this pansy, and then this one here, you've got an outer one, an inner one, and this middle bit. You've got a few little bud pieces here, and you've got various centres and stalks and all sorts of things. So let's have a little look. As I say, literally the first time I've really played with these in any detail. So I think, and the nice thing about the cases now is if you have a look, you can see that the images are all printed. So it's actually on the back of the insert in the case. So it sits there, and then you're able just to sit your stamps on the top, get them the right way round to instantly see that you've got them all in there. But also what's quite nice with this particular stamp set is as long as you put them back in the right place, you can instantly see which is your back sort of solid colour, which is your more shading stamp. So which one is the one you want first, which is the more detailed stamp that needs to come in next. So I'm going to start with the big pansy. And that not quite big enough. Need the next one up. So this is a C block. Let's pop that pansy on that C block. And I think I'm going to come in with polished pink for this one. I'm actually going to bring in my catalogue. No, I'm not. That's not very straight. We'll just move along, as I think it would be good to have a bit of sponge underneath there. So let's come sort of fairly central. And let's start by bringing in some big pansies. I'm going to come along a central line with them. And take them off the edge. And perhaps have a little bit of one showing just there. Let's bring this across to this other edge. Just bringing that all the way down. Okay. Now that's not very good. Can't see my spritz for my stamping. Yep. It's gone. Walkabout. Never mind. We'll do something I don't really like to do very much, and we'll grab a baby wipe. Okay, so there's our outer pieces of our pansies. Now we've got the bit that needs to go on the top, so we will line that up on the same ink, same block, doing our best not to knock it out of shape. I'm going to come in with the same colour just to add some shading over the top. So let's line that up. And you can see there that you get that sort of just layer of shading over the top, which gives it a little bit more, brings it to life a little bit more. And fairly easy to line up. Managed to get a pink blob somewhere. Bring these along here. That one. That one. And actually, I think should get away with this just slightly smaller block for this, because we need a little bit more just tucking out there, I think. Like that, that's better. So that's those 2 layers. And as the ink on that is drying, you can see that even more, the sort of contrast between the 2 layers that gives you that sort of element of shading. Very clever, all down to very clever design. Let's try and put them back in the right place so that next time we know which bit comes out of which. I'm now going to bring in this little central piece just here. And we will have this slightly smaller block for that one. And let's make that pale papaya. And that's going to come in here. Oh, look at that. Done exactly the same again and got spots on there. It's a good job. We're adding up some more layers, isn't it? Let's turn our stamp round and come down this way. And it just wants a little touch in there. Let's bring in this little one, and I think we'll come in with some black in the centre there. Obviously with all these things you can have a good play around with colour to see what you decide you want. Where do I want to go? No, I think I want to go another colour altogether in there. I'll have black right in the centre. So let's move away slightly from the in colours and bring in, I think, some I'm going to go Coastal Cabana. No, I'm not going Coastal Cabana. I'm going Calypso Coral. Have that coming in here. Yeah, I think that was definitely the right choice. And obviously we've got dies that will cut these out, so if you wanted to stamp up your flowers and die cut them, you would be able to. Now somewhere there is just a little tiny little triangle my tiny block seems to have gone temporarily on walkabout. So let's ink that up with some Memento, and we'll bring that in there in the centre, and that just really finishes them off. So obviously there's quite a few layers on that big pansy. You obviously don't have to use them all if you don't want to, but there is 4 layers to that pansy. It does give a really beautiful finish. Let me put this little tiny stamp away. Really don't want to lose that. And I'm going to come in with smaller pansy. So this is the outline piece of the pansy, and I think we'll go fresh freesia with that one. What do you think? Why not? Sorry, quick slurp of tea before it goes totally cold. And try and get this way up. So you want it so that the 2 petals are at the top and the 1 petal at the bottom. Going to come in the centre here. between the other ones. Let's turn that round. Obviously that shows up, doesn't it, how unevenly placed my first row was. Let's come down the row of stamps and take the second one, which is the detailed one, and again I'm going to go over the top with the same colour. Just lining that up. Oh, we're upside down this time. No wonder that didn't fit quite right. And that one in there. And we've got a centerpiece just here. Let's go rich raspberry with that one, I think. Again, bringing in colour that isn't in the in colours, but obviously you want all these to play nicely with the colours we've already got. It's amazing, isn't it, how adding that little face in there suddenly brings them to life. Shall we turn the stamp round so it's going the right way? Beautiful. And then we're going to go back to that little tiny centerpiece. And I think back to black. So there we have 2 rows, ignoring all the little extra blobs and things, of 2 little pansies. Now what I am going to do I'm going to come over to my colour and contour stamp. Do you remember I said that in there was a lovely little blobby stamp, and how much I love a blobby stamp. I'm going to take this little blobby stamp, just going to cut down the centre. these pansies here. And just fill in that white space a little bit. Let it come down again just to make it fill it a bit more. Okay, now what else have we got going on here? We've obviously got lots of leaves, and we've also got some little buds. No, I think we'll come back to the buds. I think we'll go leaves first. Now we've got a variety of leaves. We've got this leaf here and this leaf here, and for both of them we've got both the bottom and the veins. So I'm going to go with this long leaf first and put my spots up there, and I think we'll take some soft succulent. And so where it sort of kicks in just here is where the leaf meets the stalk. We're going to want that sort of coming out from our flowers. We have a couple in there. We might have a couple just there. Let's just have one in there and one in there. So there we have that leaf. And we also have the sort of veins to go on the top. So I think I'm actually going to come in with the evening evergreen for that. And let's just bring those over the top there. Let's give that a clean up. And let's find that other leaf. Put the lid on that so we don't pick it up by mistake. I think I'm not going to go over with the, I might actually, but I might go over in soft succulent just so that it's a different colour. Let's find the veins for that. And let's do that one in soft succulent. So that will just be a paler colour then. So we've got two types of leaves on there now. Now I'm going to come in with our little bud. Hello, bud. And I'm going to come back to the fresh freesia for that one. Decisions. Just filling in some gaps. One in there, and then we've got our little stamp that gives us some detail on this one. So again, we'll come in over the top. Just to highlight that a bit more. And then we'll just go back to our spots. And our pale papaya. And let's come down this edge. Just filling in the whiteness. Well, where we've got any other blobs, we will deal with those with sentiments and things on our card. Or cards. Right, so there we have a sheet of pansies. Hopefully there you can get a full view of that. Now the thing about One Sheet Wonders is that you create them like that. You stop, you take a deep breath and you go, oh, isn't that pretty? And then you get out your trimmer and you cut it all up. So what we're going to do is we are going to cut this at 10.5, which will take us somewhere down the middle of those pansies like that. And then we will cut these I'm going to cut it at, I'm going to cut them at 13.9 actually. There's one, and I'm actually going to trim this to 9.5. I needed it to come centrally first. One. Let's make this 13.9 and trim that to 9.5. And let's do this whole one to 9.5, and then 2 panels at 13.9. Right, let's dive in here with some of the in colours. So I'm going to cut this 14.4 by 10. Got a piece here of the Fresh Freesia and the Evening Evergreen. I'm going to cut both of those. I'm doing these at the same time. Doing a twofer. $14.4 by 10. That's a bit not very neat on that edge. I will go back in and sort that out in a minute. And then last but not least, the other two, the soft succulent and the polished pink. 14.4 by 10. And I think I'm going to have all of these on white card bases, so I'm going to grab some white card. So for 2 of them, I'm going to score at 14.9 and cut at 10.5. I'm going to have 2 cards that are going to open that way. This one I'm going to score at 10.5 and cut at 14.9. And that will give me 2 cards that go that way. And this one I'm going to cut at 9.9 just here. It's not quite lying down, that's it. That'll cut it a bit better. Let's come across and cut it at 19.8. Score at 9.9. And then I'll have a little square card. So now we've done all the hard work with these cards in stamping our one sheet wonder, so we don't need to worry too much about getting too fancy putting them together. So I'm going to have one going that way. Yeah, I think so. So that's on a piece of soft succulent. Got this one. Let's have this going this way. And just by putting a different piece coloured card underneath and turning your card around, you automatically get a different look. We'll have that one coming down that side. And let's go polished pink with this one. And then have that just there. which means our remaining mat we're going to need to cut down to fit that. So we'll do that in a minute. Now you've got some nice sentiments in here as well. The little things you do make such a big difference. Love you much. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. Thank you. Happy birthday. A little hello from me to you. So I'm going to grab happy birthday. And let's take this ink block and let's come in with Evening Evergreen, I think, because that's the colour we've got in the background. Let's get some little bits of paper stuck to my stamp, so that will not go for a nice clear image, will it? That's brilliant. This glue is nearly out, and I think there's enough on there. I'll get my other glue out in just a second. So we'll have that one on there. Now I've got the little sentiment on here that says, a little hello from me to you. It's cute, isn't it? Let's pick that up on a block, and I think we'll go black with that one. The landslide going on. The thing about using baby wipes is you do get ink all over your fingers. That'll teach me not to be organised and have everything to hand. So I'm going to bring that down here. Little hello from me to you. I'll stick that onto our fresh freesia background. And that can come onto this side opening card. Now, got some rather nice little of the sparkly gems here for the these are the in colour gems. And we'll just put a few of those on there. Might actually in here do have a couple of little blocks. There we go. So there's one. On this one, let's go. Let's have some of these little. So these little new silver and clear epoxy essentials. These are the clear ones. So you've got circles, you've got diamonds, and you've got like little teardrops. I'm going to bring in some of the little circle ones. We'll just have that, just adds a little bit of dimension to when you can get them to pick up. Come here. So just a bit of shiny dimension in there with those. And to attach that with the flowers coming down the right hand side. Snip off a little bit of ribbon, bring in some tear and tape. And we'll attach that on the back. Lovely, this ribbon. It's just that open weave. Let's come in with a knot or not. Or not. Definitely or not. And the nice thing about putting a knot on the top like that is you can then move it across your ribbon where you want it to go. These longer greetings on here would be really good to go inside your cards. Let's just have a little thank you. Let's take a little bit of scrap card for that. Let's trim that round. I'm going to see if I can have I got just a little I've obviously started to use the in colour card, but I haven't yet built up a good scrap pile. I haven't got my bags going yet with scrap bits in it. I'm just flicking to see if I can spot a little bit, but no, that's okay. Let's go back Ah yes, here's a little bit. Perfect. Let's mount this onto a piece of the soft succulent. Trim that. A lot of glue on there. And we'll pop a couple of dimensionals under there. And stick that in place. So 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to go back to Happy Birthday. For this one. And we'll have it up in this top corner. And we'll take some rhinestones. Ooh. And we'll add a few little sparkly rhinestones in there. Obviously you could just stick with one sort of embellishment, but we're just having a bit of a play with some different sorts. So there's 4. So our final card, if we can find it, is going to be with the little strips here that were cut off, and they're just going to fit on there. And we'll take a little bit of pale papaya. So our card base was 9.9. Let's cut this down to 9.5. Let's cut these down so that these are 9.5. That one is all ready. And stick one. Let's try and straighten that up a bit. We'll have one coming down one way. And coming down the other way. Let's take a little strip of that ribbon and have that come down the middle. because we don't want to be wasting any of our beautiful stamped card. We could have just gone, oh, that's waste, let's put that in the bin, but let's not. Have that coming round there. No, I don't think I'm going to put a bow or anything on it. I think I'm going to keep it fairly flat. And I think we'll go back to the thank you. I've got some pale papaya there. Let's try and make sure this is fairly even. That's the sort of thing that we could do on our Stamparatus. Oh, such a mucky pup. Let's bring in some genial gems. These are really beautiful. Sort of these sparkly bit of glitter in there, sort of type gems. And we'll just have a few of those on the front there. Got such glue and messy fingers now. The bane of using baby wipes. Right, so we started with a piece of blank A4 basic white card. We've stamped it all up, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little cards that we've created with our pansy petals one sheet wonder. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope that's been a okay sort of a way to spend an hour or so on a Saturday morning. Have a good day despite the weather, and hopefully all will be back to normal, and I'll be back here on Monday morning and we'll have a play with something else. So take care everybody. Thank you for joining me. Do get in touch if you want to play along with the chopped challenge, and I'll talk to you all soon.